achieved.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to Studio Day. Heffrey, day quarantine. Remember, every day I need your help. You want Cowboys content? I need your help. What do you want to hear about? Leave it in the comments on the video on youtube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh. Today, boy, do we have sports news. It is a return to sports Monday. Let's start with step one. According to Ian Rapoport on the Twitter, several Cowboys players and several Texans players have tested positive for COVID-19. Sources tell him and Tom Pelissero none of the players are believed to have been in their team facilities. The teams followed proper health protocols. So, several Cowboys and several Texans, which I don't know if it's like a serious thing, right? So I don't know if it's time to joke about numbers, but what does several mean to you? Because I think you got one. You get two, which is a couple. Three is a few. Several means at least four, right? And we shouldn't be surprised by this because we talked about this a week or two ago where we were talking about who was the first college? Oklahoma State, I believe, who had guys test positive. And then I said on the radio that day, I was like, well, Alabama, pick whatever school, and you're going to have guys that test positive for coronavirus. It's out there, right? And then sure enough, the next day, we heard the Alabama players that there were some who tested positive. And so now it should not be a big surprise that we're going to get the same thing from all of these different NFL teams. Now, we do know, according to Ian Rapoport, one of the Cowboy players who has tested positive, Ezekiel Elliott, one of the players who's tested positive for coronavirus, his agent confirmed to Ian Rapoport, says Zeke is feeling good. So hopefully, as a young, healthy guy, he can get well soon and return. But the question is like, this is reality, okay? Reality is that the NFL and college football and all these different sports, they want to get back on the field, and they want to get back on the field so they can get their TV money. The players want to get their salaries. Everybody wants to get back on the field. So none of this should be a surprise. Every team in the league is going to have dudes that test positive. Absolutely. And throughout the season, every team is going to have dudes that test positive unless you go full bubble. If you go full bubble, maybe you could get no positives. But I believe the state of Texas has already said you can have 50% capacity in your stadiums. Like, it's going to be really interesting to see how this thing plays out and how determined they are to power through it so that everybody can make their money. I mean, I'm probably just like everybody else. I want them to play sports. I want them to play sports because I want to be entertained, and it makes my job easier. I like sports. I watched golf all weekend like it was the Super Bowl, and it was fun. Some Bieber fan won the tournament. But, the question is, what are you going to do now, right? Those guys are going to test positive. They will not be around their teammates. Now, right now, it doesn't matter because over the next couple of weeks, you're not going to be around your teammates. People aren't really doing anything unless you're going into the facility for rehab work. You're not doing anything. So it's not a huge deal, but how are you going to deal with this throughout the season? And the answer is going to be you're just going to pluck out the guys that test positive. You're going to send them home for a couple of weeks, and you're going to keep playing football, I think. I don't know. Like, I don't want to dabble into the COVID-19 stuff too much because, like everything else in the world, we've managed to polarize it so much. Hey, guys, there's a pandemic, and it sucks, right? I want them to be able to play, but I want them to be able to figure out how to play safely. Because if you put a guy on a football field that didn't test positive but is positive for COVID-19, dude, they're literally running and blocking and tackling and man-to-man press coverage. Like, that's going to be an easy spread of the corona. So we'll see how they handle it going forward. I hope that we're able to play. I think it was, I don't want to acknowledge Florio, but I think it was Florio who was like, well, watch how all this goes and then see what happens here when we get to August and September. Because if we keep going, maybe we are going to have all of these seasons be in jeopardy. But the NFL is not going to acknowledge that. They're going to just go full speed ahead as if everything is cool. But that's the news of the day, right? News of the day, several Dallas Cowboys, several Houston Texans testing positive for coronavirus, including Ezekiel Elliott, according to Ian Rapoport. And how will this play out? Nobody knows. All right, from your comments from yesterday, Jay, he said, who's got more at risk this season, Dak Prescott or Baker Mayfield? Baker, dude. Baker. Dak, no matter how many people, no matter how many of you out there don't think that Dak is good, the league does, and he's proven it over 4 years. Baker's my guy. I'm a Baker guy. This is the Browns' year. This is the year that I called a year ago. It's going to happen this time, and if not, then I quit, and I give up on the Browns. But this year's really big for Baker Mayfield. This year's not huge for Dak Prescott. I know what Dak's going to do this year, and you should know what Dak's going to do this year. If you don't, then you're just a massive, massive skeptic or cynic or hater or whatever. Dak is going to have a really good year. That's what he's going to do. That's what he did last year. That's what he's done over the course of his career. Dak's going to be really good this year. What's Baker going to be is a question. Because if Baker's bad this year, Baker starts moving into the territory of a guy that a team starts asking, do we pick up the fifth-year option? Is he our quarterback of the future? And I know that in private, the Cowboys have asked that a little bit of Dak, but Dak is established already. Let's say he played out the year on the tag, and the Cowboys are like, nope, not our guy. Dak's getting a butt ton of money from somebody. Butt ton. And I don't even know what kind of number a butt ton is, but that's what he's going to get because that's what he's already established. He's that dude. Dak's getting $35 million a year from somebody. Baker Mayfield? That future's unwritten. And I'm a Baker guy. I'm a Baker guy. But this is a big year. It's a big year for Baker and I. We gotta put a strong season together so that I can believe and be happy about it. Yeah, Brandon said since the release of info that several Cowboys and Texans players have COVID, will there be an NFL season at all? I think there will, but so many states right now are going, because we just keep opening and we keep going out. And listen, I'm not perfect at this. I've had people over. I haven't been out to like bars and clubs, but I've gone to a restaurant, social distance and ate a couple of times. The NFL had to know this was coming. They had to. Every team is going to have somebody test positive for coronavirus, probably 3 to 5 of them. All of them are. Because people aren't perfect. Heck, you could get it at the grocery store. And a lot of young people are doing more than just going to the grocery store. I promise. If a bar / restaurant / club is open, there's going to be young people there. And young people with a lot of money who are tired of being cooped up, they're going to be there. People are testing positive for coronavirus. There's no way what happened today or the report that's come out today is going to be like this giant thing where they're going to go, well, crap, we can't play. Because they know this is coming. Every team. Every team. It's just a matter of how they're going to handle it throughout the season and what that's going to look like if there's a season. I think there's going to be a season. Joseph said, hey, I hope you really see this. I watch your videos mostly every day. I really like your perspective and point of views. Hope you had a great day. And today, can you talk about the rumors and your thoughts on Jerry Jones staying silent for this Black Lives Matter? I think I did a video, what was it, a week or two ago, and kind of addressed that topic. It's a little tricky because I know what Jerry is. Part of what Jerry's thinking. Jerry is a businessman. Jerry is a marketer. Jerry does not want to offend people in his fan base. And that's, I believe, why he was a toe the line guy in 2016 for the anthem, because he thought the vast majority of our fan base wants that. So that's what we are. That is not where the vast majority of your fan base is anymore. And I think Jerry will figure out which way the wind is blowing. But if Jerry, if he could get by with saying nothing, he would, because then you offend 0 people. So, but we've reached a point in this country and a point in history where it's going to be hard to be quiet. You're going to have to voice an opinion, and Jerry is going to have players. It would get real awkward in the Cowboys organization if Jerry continued to say, you will stand for the national anthem. Baker already said he'll kneel. the commissioner essentially endorsed do what you want for silence protest with his video. So, yeah, Jerry's going to have to come around on that. And Jerry, I wish he would make a statement because I think he's got an important voice and he could do a lot. And he's also a businessman. That's the thing. I mean, a lot of people in media lately were either silent or tried to kind of play it down the middle in 2016. And I don't know what the massive difference is 4 years later, but it happened to me. Where it's no longer, well, you know, you're protesting and I understand, but let's talk about the socks or the T-shirt. And let's talk about is kneeling and the flag and the anthem. And 4 years later, I'm like, okay, I get it. We're done doing that. Like, silent protest is wonderful. This country you're allowed to do that. It's not about the flag. It's not about the military. It's just not. And so we all know what's what now. And everybody's kind of said, okay, it's time to stop toeing the line and stop protecting ratings or revenue streams or whatever. And, yeah, Jerry would be a really important guy to get on board with that, and he needs to. Jerry needs to. His players need to know you have my blessing to protest. You have my blessing to do whatever. I'm with you. I want to learn. I want to hear you. And I want to support you in whatever you're doing to make the world a better place. Jay Burnett said I should revisit toaster strudels. He said the manufacturers have really upped their icing game. That's from the last video. I didn't think they had enough icing. I would always put it on one toaster strudel, and then I'd have toaster strudel number 2, and I'm like, well, what? I got no icing left because I used it all in the first toaster strudel. And then Frankie, Jeff, do you think Jerry Jones will allow players to protest this upcoming season, and how do you feel about it if he pushes back against it? Yes, I think he'll allow players to protest, and if he pushes back against it, I will have a very negative Jerry Jones take on the radio. Sleep Me says Cowboys literally went from Allen Hurns and Cole Beasley, probably the worst wide receiver core in the league, to Coop, Gallup, and Lamb, arguably the best. They should do this with the cornerback position. Yeah, I'm sure they would love to just turn around and get awesome. And they're probably working on that. You know, Trayvon Diggs, 2nd-round pick, bringing in a bunch of free agent bodies. Reggie Robinson, 4th-round pick. And then a year from now, you'll probably use another pick on a corner in the first 3 rounds, I would imagine. Unless, well, let's see what Reggie Robinson turns into. That's part of this. Is Trayvon Diggs going to be a quality starter as a rookie? Can Reggie Robinson become a starter at some point in his rookie year or going into his 2nd year? And then with those two and Anthony Brown, do you feel like your starters are set for the short term? But that is a position that needs attention. Safety needs attention. Defensive tackle's still going to need attention because all of your answers are short term outside of Neville Gallimore. So there's a lot of them. But, yeah, corner is one of those that the beginning of the overhaul is happening this season. And then they'll find out, is there more that needs to be done? All right, that's going to do it for today. I'll catch you guys on the radio, all right? Remember to subscribe to the YouTube page, youtube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh. And remember to leave in the comments what you want to talk about tomorrow. I'll catch you guys on the radio, all right?